Are we back live? Yes. Okay, awesome. So welcome to the second section here. So for this time, we're going to do it a little bit different about the questions. And that's just for purpose of trying if that's more practical, okay? So we're not going to take any questions from your seats right now. If you want to ask a question, just go ahead and step up. I still want you to ask questions, but we kind of just block them a little bit more so we get through the slides faster. And we're going to do it on the stand-up mic there so that the questions all get into the recordings and into the live stream, okay? And there you go. So I had one question during the break, and we're going to address that a little bit more later on in terms of, I'm going to make a video for that and show you the details on that. Nicole was asking, how does this all look like? For each of these specific ad types, what do I click? What does it look like in Ads Manager? What does it look like in Power Editor when you create it? What does it look like in Quaya? What does it look like in AdEspresso? What does it look like in Smartly? So I think there are probably, the thing is this, when you decide to use a different tool, a different ads management tool, you have to kind of get into the learning curve a little bit of figuring out what they call things. They're going to have different terms that they call the different ad types, just slightly different from each other and different from Power Editor. So you're going to have to just dig through the learning curve of each tool and follow the instructions and see what training videos they have. I think it would be, on the other hand, a little bit too long if I just go through this for each and every tool, because everyone has their favorite tool that they get used to, and then they just use that. And that's what I would recommend. You don't be switching between tools. Just use one tool, and that's going to be your favorite tool, and just you stick with it and you learn it. Yeah, tools are more different than cars. Like when you switch a car, the steering wheel is still there, the gear shifter is still there, and everything else is still there. But with the tools, unfortunately, it's a bit different. But the cool thing about that is there's actually an incentive for you for learning the other tools, because then you get more benefit from that than if you're using just the basic Facebook tools. So, with that said, are we good on this new mode of asking questions? So, but I want to make sure that you're not discouraged from asking questions now, okay? So still give me the questions, because I want to go through the slides, but I also want to address your questions, right? Cool? Yes. Say yes. Yes. All right, thank you. I'm audible. That's always good to know. Yes. Okay, so let's finish this one up real quick. Hang on. This clicker does different things depending on which page is active. Okay, so here are the different objectives. So far we talked about different ad types. As far as what does the creative look like, what does the ad post look like, what type of creative is the ad using, and we had, just to repeat that real quick, photo post. That's the first post that's square. It gets a lot more engagement. It is not a click directly from the photo to the landing page, but rather the photo pops up and it keeps people on Facebook. They're getting more, they have to do more engagement there before they click over. So these are the characteristics of the photo post. Characteristics of the link post is that it's a 1200 by 628 image. When you click on the image, it takes you over to your landing page. It therefore gets more clicks, less engagement, and there are some ramifications between these two types. Video ad was the other one, and then we talked about carousel ads briefly, and we're going to do carousel ads more when we do retargeting ads. All right, so these are now objectives, campaign objectives, and these are, I think they're pretty much the original campaign objectives that Facebook is using. So they are website conversion, PPE, video views, and catalog sales. Therefore, the dynamic product ads or the dynamic retargeting ads. So PPE is page post engagement. Those are the types that you use when you test initially, and you see how much engagement you get and what product is getting more engagement and what ad image is getting more engagement and so forth. And then I usually switch over to website conversion campaigns and modify them as well. So these are the campaign objectives, and here let's parse them a little bit more. So website conversion, that's a pixel event, and all the other ones, link clicks, post engagement, and video views, they're all for what I call Facebook site events. Okay? So the big difference here is Facebook knows everything about what's going on Facebook. any metric, any action, anything anyone does on Facebook itself, while they're on Facebook, Facebook knows, and they can track, and there's no problem with that, and it happens on Facebook. On the other hand, so that's for all three on the bottom there, for the bottom three. On the other hand, the first one, website conversion, that is an event, that is something that happens not on Facebook. And so if you want to have Facebook consider that for things like optimization, for things like reporting, for things like tracking, you have to let Facebook know what happens and where it happens. That's what pixel events are used for. Okay? That's why we're using any type of Facebook pixel is used to tell Facebook what happens after the user leaves Facebook and what they're doing on your website. Therefore, there are different event types, or different event types that kind of go along different actions that your users take once they're getting away from Facebook and onto your website. And then kind of the order of the most important ones are view content, add to cart, and purchase, right? So view content happens on the product page, add to cart happens as soon as they add a product to the cart, and then purchase happens at the very end of the checkout, of the little checkout funnel in Shopify when they hit the thank you page. So when we're using these, and we're firing them obviously in Shopify, and you're all firing them obviously using Trackify, then we're letting Facebook know what happens, and therefore we have then complete metrics of everything that happens on Facebook and everything that happens on our website, and therefore we can completely have a gapless chain of events from anything that happens